right, so the second agent in this section is all about following up on web forms or NGs or people who fill out forms about your business. So people are submitting form. And the idea is that speed to lead increases close rate by as much as 8 times. So the scenario is that a web form gets filled out at 10:30, the customer books with a competitor by morning if you've not reached out to them. Now we're gonna demo an AI that instantly calls back to anyone who fills out a form, whether it's through Facebook, Google Ads, anywhere. And the idea here is that you wanna get in front of that customer as soon as possible, whether it's through NGs, which is a big one, or any of those platforms that people will submit their leads to you. The takeaway and assignments for you after this is to connect your own web form to Outreach Genius, which you can do that, and it will help you get set up as soon as possible. So let's dive into the agents and I will show you precisely what it would look like for someone who just filled out a web form. The agent is trying to schedule them into an appointment. So let's test the agent. Hi.
Hi there, this is Janine with Cool Breeze HVAC. I just saw your request come through our website. Thanks for reaching out. Did you have a moment to talk about your heating and cooling needs?
Sure, why not?
Great. What specific heating and cooling needs do you have in mind? Are you experiencing an issue or are you looking for routine maintenance or a new installation?
Yeah, I think we probably need a new installation.
Got it. A new installation is a significant investment, so we want to ensure you have the right options. How old is your current unit?
Yeah,
and do you already have a type of...
Yeah, it's been about 20 years.
Thanks for that information. 20 years is quite a long time for an HVAC unit. Do you already have a type of system in mind? Honestly, or would you like us to provide recommendations?
I don't know. I'd want you to provide some recommendations.
No problem at all. We can definitely provide you with recommendations tailored to your home's needs. How soon are you hoping to get this resolved? Immediately. This week or later this month?
It's been fine for 20 years, but as soon as possible.
Understood. We'll prioritize getting you set up with a new system. Who else will be involved in the decision-making process?
I think my partner will be involved as well.
Got it. Thank you for letting me know. What's the best phone number and email for confirmations?
Yeah, it's going to be 204-212-1425.
Thanks for that. Just to confirm, is your email address info@outreachgenius.ai?
That is correct, yes. You might have gotten that from the form I filled.
Great. Thank you for confirming that. Now, would you like me to check our available times for a free consultation with one of our comfort specialists?
Yes. So as you can see here, the AI is able to connect with someone who's just filled out a form and reach out to them and start engaging them to book them into the appointment. Now, one of the interesting things I want to show you is when we start doing outbound calls, you really want to understand how many people am I getting a hold of? Who am I talking to? Who is saying yes? Who is saying no? And it's very important to understand this metric so that you can understand the effectiveness of this AI agent. So this dashboard that I'm showing you here is gonna help you do exactly that. So you can be able to see over a period of time, and you can have customized custom dates as you choose to. And you can see over this period of time for this demo accounts, we had 51 dials made, 49 of those calls were answered, and you can even see the cost per call, so that you can understand your ROI. You can see the average length of the calls. You can see how many appointments were made. And also you can see the cost per appointment based on the number of minutes used, as well as the appointment rate. So I called X number of people, Y number of them booked an appointment, so you can understand what's going on. And you can also see the analytics here, and you can see the leads category as well. Now, when it comes to the actual data itself, it's very important to be able to understand what was going on in those conversations. So you'll be able to see the time, the length, the customer information, and the purpose of the call and the summary. And if you click on this drop down here, you can see more key details about the calls that we had. So this really allows you to be able to understand, I'm doing outbound campaigns, are they actually working well? The other thing I want to show you is something we call evals. So I explained at the beginning of the course the concept of evals. It's essentially helping you to test the AI agent before you deploy it in a live setting to make sure that it does exactly what you need it to do, and it's optimized for edge cases. Edge cases could be someone just calls in and they just keep rambling on and on and on. They would not even let the AI say anything. Or someone calls in and they're just asking about some weird thing or making some jokes or whatever it is. So evals allows us to stress test our AI before we deploy it for every possible use case. And here's how it works. So we go into the platform here and we go into where we call AI evaluations, and we can either create evals ourselves and say, here is the exact use case. So evals have a script where we explain the case and what we call rubrics. Rubrics is basically, here's a case, the edge case, and here's what I expect success to look like after the edge case has come in. And you can either use the AI to generate those use cases for you, or you can create them yourself. And here's an example of one of those use cases. So caller persona Linda, a 38-year-old homeowner who already hired a different contractor earlier this year after storm damage. She's polite, willing to explain why she chose the other contractor. And then the agent, this is kind of where we explain the situation. The agent calls the warm lead, the caller answers, does not need any service anymore, test the agent's branch to make sure that it flows gracefully. So you can like choose all of these types of tests for it, so to speak. And then you can also say, this is what success looks like. Success looks like accuracy. The agent correctly identifies the caller, notes that they already have completed the project, and records whether they've hired someone else. And basically we have like all of these step-by-step things that the agent needs to do for us to deem it success. And we can create multiple of these test cases, such that anytime you create new agents, you're using these test cases to make sure that it can adapt to any sort of edge case. And that is the power of evals. But that's it for this one. We're going to go to the next agent to wrap up this model.